What is going on, guys? Joey Franzel here with Flex Training Systems. And as you can tell by the title, despite the high prices, despite the grumpiness of all the natty lifters out there, USAPL Raw Nationals has 1,204 lifters. Granted, there's like a couple people I saw the list that dropped out, but they technically registered, which means they got, they gave them their money. So 1,204 lifters, which is the biggest, I believe, drug tested meet of all time, and the biggest meet. I mean, if somebody can correct me down below, but I don't think there's ever been a powerlifting meet in the history of the universe, assuming there are no other powerlifters on other planets in the universe. This is the biggest meet of all time ever. What does that mean? Well, that means that some people were turned off by the price. Some people were not. This is. I think a lot of people saw this as an opportunity to kind of slip in there. Some of the guys, people aren't signing up. You could kind of sneak your way in there, and just maybe place higher or do well at a national meet or whatever. Maybe we have a lot more lifters on the West Coast that normally don't come out, and now they're coming out for this competition. My concern at the moment is it's one less day than last year's nationals, and last year's nationals was like, if you were in the AM sessions, it was you couldn't do any, like, you couldn't move, like there's so many people back there. It was a fucking zoo. And it's one less day, and there's more people, so it's like, I don't know how they're gonna make that work. I mean, we've had 2 a.m. deadlifts before, if you guys remember 2016 nationals. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. I hope that like as long as they're efficient and as long as everybody can lift and be accommodated, that'll be fine. I would imagine there's gonna be a lot of congestion, because I heard that the warm-up room is not near the venue, like where we're actual lifting, like it's upstairs or downstairs, rather than just being like right behind the curtain. Honestly, I don't know how that's gonna work. We have to reserve judgment till after the competition. For the meet directors, this is your chance to show everyone how amazing you are, how great you are. If you run on a good meet, I'm still, we're still running off of not almost like a high from 2016's, nationals. With Josh Rohr, that meet was amazing. He was the most, like, anytime I had a question, I could just message him. He would just answer it real quick. In the middle of the meet, he was helping me with like team scoring and things like that. So I really, really appreciate that, and I hope that we see the same level of communication and patience and just overall, like, just customer service, I guess you could say, because it is the lifters that make these competition. It is the lifters that make this fed and that make this sport. That's like, obviously that's where the money comes from, and with no lifters, there's no sport. So and of course, with the rise of social media really taking off, and just kind of, I think social media is like literally one of the biggest reasons why the sport's growing. At such the rate that it is, myself being and many others being as like an ambassador in quotations, just pulling people into the sport, trying to get people to compete. If you're in those later sessions, those primetime sessions, typically it's really not going to be that bad. It should be a good, fun experience, unless the top, the earlier sessions kind of bleed over later into the day. Then we've had that happened the first time they had prime time, and it was like very frustrating because we had guys already weighed in, and they kept postponing it. And it was just like, yo, I'm already warmed up. Why now I have to wait another hour? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't think that's gonna happen. I hope that does not happen. There's a lot of people at this competition that have ran big meets in the past. Maybe they can provide some advice or experience to these meet directors. I don't know. I don't think, I mean, obviously no one has ever ran a meet this big before, so it's kind of crazy, but at the same time, it's like qualifying totals probably need to go up. There are, I saw whoever the admin is for USAPL powerlifting say like, oh, 6% per weight class is doing this competition. And if you look at nationals in other sports, like it's like 0.1%. It's like nobody, right? It's the top. It would literally just be prime time, right? The top of the top competing against the top of the top to see who's the best. Obviously, this is better for many reasons. There's more viewership. There's more people signing up. It's a big cash grab. First off, don't let anybody deny that. It is definitely a massive cash grab. Almost 200K. Obviously, there's other costs that go into it, but they do get sponsors to help um, with T-shirts and things like that. But that's gonna be a lot of spotters, a lot of loaders. I hope all the judges get paid. You know what I mean. I just want a good meet. I really just want a good meet. And if you're competing in that early session, just make sure you have everything there. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna be bouncing around, just trying to call numbers for my people. Prime time is gonna be a lot more chill. It's a little more serious because you can really focus on the matchups and you're not really dealing with all the people that are there. Just like the sheer, like, let's say for per lifter you have a coach, right? So you have like a million lifters, you have all these coaches back there. It's gonna get crazy, but I'm optimistic. I think everything tends to work out in the end usually. So we should be good to go there. I mean, nationals for me, it has always been just a gateway to the Arnold. I have too much work that I have to do at that meet to really focus on hitting big PRs or anything. So I just literally inch my way forward at this meet, hit the qualifying total, and then I'll go ham at the Arnold. But, I was ranked 10th, which is pretty cool. Like spending a year at 120, then coming down and just kind of like sandbagging to still be 10th. That's pretty cool. I do believe there is one lifter who said he was not doing it that has not told him yet. What's up, Derek? How you doing, Derek? But I'm actually going to tell a story. So, Derek, this is for you and anybody else that's in this situation. So last year, I had a lifter signed up, Danny Sullivan. You guys know Danny. He had some things come up outside the gym, and he was not able to make the meet. And I remember being at Nationals. I don't know if it was in person, and he emailed me first, but there was a young lifter who was literally the next name outside of primetime. He was actually the next name outside of primetime. And I remember him email me, like, trying to tell me, like, hey, if Danny's not going to do the meet, can you, like, have him email them because I would like to make primetime. This is, like, a once-in-a-lifetime thing, blah, 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 blah. And I say once-in-a-lifetime because the sport is getting tougher and tougher every year. There's just more talent coming out of the woodwork, and, like, who knows? Like, this could be your last chance of making the Arnold or making primetime or making the Pro-Am or whatever. So he emailed me, and I told him we're not sure what Danny's going to do yet, and we ended up waiting till last minute. And I think we could have done a better job about emailing them and telling the meet directors, like, yo, he's not going to compete. Let's give up the spot to somebody else. And I remember this kid coming up to me. I don't remember your name because it was a year ago, but I remember this interaction because it was like, it hit me. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, fuck, like, I fucked up. I mean, it's not my response. I mean, it can be like my responsibility to keep tabs on other people. You could argue that, but you could also say, no, it's not. It's up to the lifter. But basically, he came up to me at the meet, and he was just describing to me how, he was so sad he didn't get to make it into prime time. He was one slot away, and if Danny would have submitted his form, that kid would have made it in. So Derek, I'm like, for those of you thinking, oh, he's doing this for himself, I'm ranked 10th, right? I'm probably gonna make it no matter what. But I'm also gonna probably have to, unless I can find a way to make it work. I'm not sure. I have a big 120 that's probably gonna make prime time, and Mikey, you guys know Mikey Davis, who's got a ton of momentum. He's strong as a bull. And I need to take care of those guys, and the way that the days look set up, I'll probably have no choice but to, like, I have to handle them. So it's like, unless I hire somebody else to do it, and it's got to be someone that I trust. So I don't know. It's gonna be tough, but basically I might have to relinquish my spot anyway to lift in the early sessions just because, um, you know, like the team comes first. Obviously, I could focus on me at the Arnold. But so Derek, if you got an email with a link. I could if you DM me, I can send it to you if you'd like as well, and just let them know that you're not going to be able to participate. After you guys know, Derek actually isn't participating because he made this big post about um, how he wasn't okay with the price, and the meet needs to be for the lifter and stuff like that. So he was going to take a stand and not compete, and I respect that decision. He's more noble than most of us, clearly, as you know. 1,200 people signed up, so I guess the price didn't really bother anyone too much. It'll probably be 200 next year, probably be 225 next year. Who knows? But it's just interesting to see that many people sign up. I remember I was talking to, um, you guys know Eric, my buddy Eric from Colorado, and he just opened a gym. By the way, shout out to Eric. He was telling me how we think it'll probably be 700, 600, just because of the pricing. And boom, we got 1,200. So you speak most with your wallet, and if people are willing to pay for that, I bet you they probably thought that if they increase the price, that would be a way of keeping population down. Clearly not. But if we get into 1,500 lifter nationals, 2,000 people nationals, they have to do something. They need to up the qualifying totals or something, because that's just going to get, like, the way social media algorithm works, it will grow the sport. More people will see it, more people will get into it. Fun fact, I think 540 females signed up, which is fucking crazy to me. That is so crazy that many girls are getting into powerlifting. That's almost half of the lifters are female, so I think that's super awesome. I could be wrong. I was just going like they had it organized by like males, females, and then like weight classes. So if I miss something, someone feel free to correct me. But yeah, guys, biggest meet ever. I'm excited to train for this. I mean, like I said, my goals are very modest. I'm just hitting a QT and I'm out. I have a bit of weight to cut, so I'll be sure to update you guys on that, because I know you guys like talking about weight cuts and stuff like that. I was gonna make a video titled like "Weight cuts are not what you think," because they can be fucking hell. But I mean, you guys know me. I pulled off some pretty big cuts, and it's looking like I'm gonna have to pull off something similar. But the day like this meet, I'm gonna be moving around, so it's gonna be easy for me to drop weight. Not good for my list, but easy to make weight. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to make that video. If you guys are going, let me know in the comments below. Let me get a hashtag. I'm coming. Let me get a hashtag. I'm Kemin. KHEMMIN. Hashtag I'm coming in the comments below. If I get enough of them, I'll repost it in my story. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you made it this far, you a real one. You could also tag that as well. If you've been waiting on a competition shirt, they should be here any day. We get them from A7. We are just making sure they're perfect, and then we're gonna get them, and then we're gonna ship them out in time for nationals. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.